Good morning and welcome to another edition of Morning Prayers. I'm your host, Reverend Z, and as always, it's my pleasure to be here with you to engage in the sacred art of prayer and to raise our vibration to the level of the divine. I trust everyone is having a great morning so far and that you're charged up and ready to go. As for me, well, I'm just chomping at the bit, ready to engage the day and see what the spirit of the divine has in store today. So, today, believe it or not, we only got 4 more days before the Olympics ends, which means time to look at celebration of individual achievement, to look at celebration of team achievement, and to look at the whole idea of the humanity of man coming together to engage in activities that will raise everybody's level of awareness, level of physical fitness, of how to eat right. And I guess you might be saying, well, what does that got to do with prayer? Well, what does that have to do with the spiritual path? Well, one thing it has to do is that it allows us to look at the wholeness of man and the wholeness of life. That there's no one thing that can be highlighted over another. It has to be all things. We have to work from a standpoint of unity and oneness. The right hand has to know what the left hand's doing so that we create this support system, if you will. So we create this relationship and communication between all parts of the whole so that it functions properly. And that is the thing that is needed most today, given the rise of COVID again. We still have, racial things and police things and all these different anomalies that continue to bring our attention to the fact that we are one family. What affects one person affects all people in some way. And so the more we can begin to look at life this way, as this celebration of humanity coming together, which is one thing that the Olympics does, it brings people from all walks of life, gives them an opportunity to work together, to play together, to compete together, and begin to see that there's not much difference between what goes on in this country and any other country in terms of the aspirations of the people and of the coaches, of the parents, of the children. Everybody is looking to find their place in this great big tapestry called life. And so when we're able to come together in these kinds of events and have a celebration, it's not to put someone down. It's really to show the connection and the aspirations of how do I tap into life itself? How do I begin to feel my way through this electric universe, if you will, and know what to do, when to do it, and what is mine to do? And so that's key because often I would suggest, and it might just be me. I'll take that back. I won't put this on y'all. But it might be a time to make a list. I'm big on, having your lab book. We're living in the laboratory of our lives. And so I'm always keen to remind myself and others, where's your notebook? Where's your journal? Where's your lab book? We're in an experimentation here. And I need to write down the things that I do and then execute and then see if it worked. If it worked, I put a star. If it didn't work, okay, I got to go and rework it. And so that's what these opportunities of coming together like the Olympics gives us an opportunity to do. How do we begin to get each and every person on the planet, one by one, as they say, think globally, act locally, so that we begin to see the essence and the gift and the beauty of each and every person on the planet, whether they're at the highest of the high or the lowest of the low. Everything works together, everyone matters, and when we begin to operate from that framework, things will change. Things will get better. We will feel better. And we can have, just like they'll have in a few more days, the closing ceremony of the Olympics, where we're celebrating greatness, where we're celebrating excellence, where we're celebrating coming together to learn from each other, to compete and push each other to be the greatest that we can be in whatever it is that we're doing. And so, with that, I would like to go into prayer around this idea of oneness, of family, of coming together so that we continue to grow and respect one another, knowing that I may look different, sound different, come from a different place, but at the heart of who and what I am, and the heart of what you are, we're the same. So at that, let's take a breath. And so at this moment right here, right now, as we step into the silence of the divine, knowing that there is no place where God is not, and that wherever I am, God is. And because the essence of who I am is the essence of what God is, I am always able, I am always poised, I'm always an open vessel for God to pour inside of me the insight, the love, the health, the wealth, the prosperity, so that I may continue to be a true reflection of the divine, and allow myself to be a lamp unto the darkness, to be a wayshower as we walk through the path of life. Because as you see, no man is an island. We each come together to create this tapestry of life, this way of looking at things, this way of allowing God to work through us, as us, in us, so that we become the ones that we're looking for. And once we have allowed ourselves to awaken to that idea, we give everyone around us the permission to do the exact same. By being who we are, by standing up for what we believe in, by speaking the truth as we see it, and providing some breadcrumbs, if you will, so that others can follow. There's that great saying that goes, go not where there's a path, go where there's no path and leave a trail. And that's what all spiritual pathfinders or path seekers are asked to do at this time. Create paths, but step off the path sometime and get on a trail. Get a new way of looking at life. And so right now, I know for myself and for everyone on this call and anyone that might be listening later, that we are open to going off trail. That we are now looking for ways to create more harmony and more love and more togetherness and more respect by going off the path. Because the current path has gotten a little worn down. It has some ruts in it, and we're looking to create better scenery on the journey. And so it is in that opportunity to see a new vista, to take in new sights, to take in new life, that we are better suited to understand God and understand ourselves and act in a humanitarian way in all things. And so in that understanding, I give thanks. I give thanks for the opportunity to be the brave one, if you will, to go off the path, to set a new trail. I give thanks for the opportunity to encounter all of the obstacles that comes up on a trail setting opportunity. The valleys, the high points, the washouts, all those things that create character, all those things that allow me to understand life in its fullest, not just the good stuff, not just the bad stuff, but all stuff, because that is what life is made of, all stuff. And so with that, I just give thanks. I release this word into the mind of God, knowing that it is already heard, already activated, already set forth in manifestation. And so I relax, release, and let go and know that it is so. And so it is. Amen, amen, and amen. And so I am trusting that everyone has now found something that they can latch on to for today, pump up their ego a little bit, if you will. I know people say you shouldn't have one, but you got to have one, or else you just be like a jellyfish. But pump up your ego in a good way that says, I have a purpose, I have skills, I have ways of creating harmony in life, and that is exactly what I'm doing today. And so, first and foremost, I want to remind everyone, if you're in need of prayer, please send your prayer request to prayer@ntmedia.org, and someone on the prayer team will send some love, light, and divine energy toward that person, place, or thing that needs healing, understanding, celebrating, overcoming, whatever it is. Please send that forward. And as always, thank you, thank you, thank you for your loving support for the network. You can support us however you can by going to www.ntmedia.org and click the donate button. And we promise to utilize that to keep this, the radio station, the talk shows, everything we have to uplift and to create ideas in your mind of how we can be the best that we can be. And so please continue to support us. We have tons of programs today. Today is Thursday, so we right after me we have Melissa with the morning sip. Then we have Wake Up Say Yes by Reverend Steph. Then we have Jersey Girl Wisdom at 10 Mountain Time, and then you can always go to the website and look at the schedule. But you see it here. We have lots of stuff. We have now over 20 plus hours of live programming each week. And on the radio station, we have 24-hour music. So please join us. Please support us. I'm happy that everyone here. Want to say good morning to Wayne. Wayne says, can you dig it? Now, I want to know if you can dig it, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to dig up the spirit and say good morning. Chia is saying amen. And so we won't say amen. Say good morning to David and everyone that's here. And so please, please, please remember, you are special. You are the light of the world. So go forth and shine a light wherever you think light needs to be. And with that, I leave you love, light, and insight, knowing that all is well. So it is. Amen. Peace and blessings.